it was pretty fun. A very good race. It was like a 2-lap criterium, and then straight into this huge climb. Good fun though, and I actually come second in my age group, and I think 5th or 6th overall in the overall masters, which is pretty cool. I'm very happy with that. Got to stand on the podium today. Good morning. It's Sunday the 20th of October and we're currently on our way to a race. So it's only my second race in Greece, and this one is the inaugural one, so it's the first time they've ever held this race. It's held by my local team. They've organised it. It's a hill climb essentially, but not in traditional sense where everyone starts one by one like time trial. It is mass start. It's yeah, everyone rides together for the most part anyway. It's 25 kilometers long. It's about 25-30k out of the city in Patras. It's got 800 meters of climbing, about that anyway. It starts off nice and flat, and then goes into 2 laps of a local little town which has got a little bit of climbing in it, and then when we leave that town we go on to the big boy climb, which is I think it's Garmin says it's a category 1 climb. It's a pretty big one. So yeah, I'm gonna take you along for that. We are on our way there now. We're on the motorway. We've got to go to a little town. I don't know what the name of it is. I can't pronounce it. Get registered, get warmed up. The race starts at 10:30. It is now 9:05, so we've got quite a while yet, hour and a half until it starts. We'll get nice and warmed up, make sure we get registered, get our number on, and yeah, I'll get updated with you next when we get there and we've got our number. Arrived here at the beach where it's starting from. We've got registered. We've got number 42. Hope that's a lucky number. We'll find out, eh? Bike is still in the back of the car. We're gonna get it out in a sec, get it checked out, get the tyres pumped up, and yeah, go for a little warm up. Take the air out. It's pretty windy here. I'm hoping that's not gonna affect us too much. On the climbing, I don't think so. But on the way out, maybe. We'll see. 5:10 now. I've had a little spin around here, found the facilities, and we've got about half an hour until the race starts, so we're gonna have a good warm up around here. Maybe go find a quick espresso because we need that caffeine before we get going. Should be a fun one. So a lot of people I know here. It's a good time to network. So let's go see what the area is like, shall we? So this is the race start. I'm just going to run you through quick commentary of how the race went. So there was about 3 or 4k leading up to the actual start line. It started along a beach in a little town. It was pretty chilled on the way out. It was quite a headwind, but obviously stayed in the wheels to get warmed up and not exert too much energy. It then started in this small town where everyone stopped. The elites and the young riders, the children and the women went off first. The masters, which is what I was in, was the biggest group, which then split up into age groups, but we all started to get that as a mass start. You see here, we sort of stopped for maybe 5 minutes. It then got going. I actually forgot to press start on the camera right from the start line, but I did remember to start it after a couple of minutes. So we're only a few minutes in here, but you can see my heart rate is pretty high. So the race started with 2 laps of this little village at the bottom of the mountain. It's quite picturesque. It is, yeah, pretty chilled. There were quite a lot of sort of snappy climbs. It was quite punchy here and there. On the back part of the circuit, as you can see here, there's some little twisty descents. I'm not good at descending. Come from the UK, we don't have big descents and big switchbacks, so it's not something great at. So I would lose quite a few places every time we got to one of those, and I'd have to lay down quite a few watts to then get back onto the pack again. Wasn't too much of a big deal, but it happened over and over again. Something that I don't think I've actually put into this clip is that I actually did come off on one of the corners. I didn't take the line great, and it was very, very gravelly on one of the corners, and nearly went off. So after the first lap, we descended, done this sort of nice but straight descent. It would have been fast, however, we had a huge headwind coming off the sea, and you'll notice it pushing a lot of watts. We're having to push 300-400 watts just to go 50k an hour downhill. So yeah, it was pretty tough. I used this opportunity though to try and pick some places back up, because I lost quite a few places on those descending corners. We got to the front of the pack. Me and a few guys did some turns up here, and some other guys had tried to break away, and I did find out that this guy right here was in my age group. He punted eventually actually, but we caught these guys up. They settled with us, and then we started that second lap. Second lap was pretty much the same. The only difference was that we knew the course a lot better. Again, I'm awful at cornering here, so I took that line not very well. But also, pretty much all the corners were very dusty, very gravelly, so I always been cautious not to take the lines too tight, the risk of coming off. But yeah, it was just sort of trying to conserve energy over this second lap, because here we are now going into the main climb. This is the last corner of that circuit. We're now heading out onto the big climb. The big climb is like, what, 10k? Or just straight up pretty much. Yeah, it didn't level out at all at any point. After a couple of minutes of leaving that circuit, the pace chilled out a lot. We'll see that my power comes down, my heart rate recovers quite well. Easy opportunity to sit in. I perhaps shouldn't have done that. In hindsight, it's my first race in a while, so I didn't really know what I had in me. A couple of guys there, you'll see, actually took the wrong course there. Whether they got an advantage out of it or not, they did actually come out when they joined back onto the course and the two roads met up again. They were ahead of us, and they didn't join back on again. So yeah, who knows whether they got advantage out of that, or whether they pushed on to try and catch up with us. Now, for the rest of the race, me and this guy here, and also this guy up ahead in the blue, who's also on my team, we would just go back and forth for the next few kilometres. The guy in the blue, who's on my team, he would eventually get dropped by us. But then me and this guy, who I've got to know quite well now, me and him were just back and forward with attacks up the rest of the climb for the last 5k or so, 5-6k. I just hear the road going up the mountain is pretty cool, but it's because of the earthquakes around here, it is prone to landslides, and there's a pretty cool monastery on the way up as well. There's a lot of support on this race. We say people were cheering us on all the way up. Eventually, I didn't think about how short a kilometre was. I was suffering quite a bit by the end. But this guy here would put on an attack with 1k to go here, as you see, and I just thought, just let him go. I didn't fight it too much. I wish I should have done, because there wasn't much left in the race. I just let him pull away and I eased off a little bit. I was still putting in some power, I was still trying, but I didn't really try to bring him back, and yeah, he was gone. Did find out that this guy is, what, 15 kilos lighter than me. So yeah, our big climbs like this, being on this race I was about 81, 82 kilos, it's not great. So last 500 meters actually comes down, goes flat again, and so I just sprint for the finish, because yeah, it's fun and it's a pretty good race. Downside, by the finish of this race, is yet to descend back down to the bottom, and it's October here, end of October, so it's pretty cold. But fun race. I actually met up with my new coach at the end of this race. Nice guy, Nikos Andreopoulos. He's now taken over for the whole of the Patras Cycling Team. I've teamed up with him as well to do some one-on-one private coaching with him, see if I can take racing next year to the next level. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that commentary.
Hello. Evolution. Nice to meet you, Hanukkah. Everything good?
No, very nice.
Right, that race is over. It was pretty fun. A very good race. It was like a 2-lap criterium, and then straight into this huge climb. Good fun though. And I actually come second in my age group, and I think 5th or 6th overall in the overall Masters, which is pretty cool. I'm very happy with that. Got to stand on the podium today. We'll do it all again. I've not trained too specifically for cycling this year because I sort of dabbled in triathlon stuff. However, there's some big races next year, and I've been approached by a lot of the team here in Patra, the POP team, well, in this race, and yeah, they seem pretty on board with me doing some more racing next year and training with them. So we might have to rethink what we're doing the next few months, because the results today were pretty good, and we'd like to better on that. So yeah, that's good fun. I don't know what to say really. It was a good race, very good course. We'll get out some training soon. I'm going to take a little bit of rest. I'll take a pretty easy week ahead, and then get back on some solid training and get training for a race which I've got in mind, which is next year. Yeah, take it easy.